What's up everybody, we're back with another lethal review, and today we're taking a look at 50 Years, a turn-based strategy game. For the purposes of full transparency, I did receive this game for free. In addition, the game is also currently in early access, so things are subject to change. 50 Years touts itself as a short duration alternative to its longer turn-based cousins. Let's find out if this fast-paced strategy game is worth the buy. The game is named 50 Years because you have 50 years before the game ends. Each turn represents 1 year, and the victory condition is simply surviving all 50 turns, while losing a single battle means you lose the entire game. 50 Years has a surprisingly large number of factions, and you have a choice of 10 different nations to choose from. Each faction has a unique passive bonus which actually does affect your playstyle quite a bit. These bonuses range from things like gaining additional gold each turn to affecting AI behavior during combat. Since the game length is pretty short, what you build in the early game can have a lasting effect on the rest of the match. The game has no tutorials, tips, or dialogue at all, but it's simple enough such that you'll figure things out for yourself pretty quickly. The basic gameplay revolves around constructing buildings to produce resources and using those resources to produce combat units. There are 3 types of resources: gold, wood, and faith. These are used to buy various buildings and train different units. You're also gated by a food cap, which can be increased by constructing certain buildings or selecting certain beliefs in the faith system. Throughout the game, your main goal is to build up an army to repel enemy attacks that occur randomly at the end of the turn. Unfortunately, you have absolutely no control over combat. You can't even choose where to place your units at the beginning of each battle. Because combat is completely automated, the bigger the army or the army with better units always wins. There's no strategy to it at all, and there's no room to outmaneuver your opponent. I think this is a major problem with the game because both your victory and your loss conditions revolve around combat, but it's something that's out of your control aside from pumping out more units. The game is very simple in almost every aspect of the game, but that's not necessarily a good thing. Yes, it does help new players quickly learn the game, but it also lacks depth. The only major decision you need to make each turn is how to spend your gold, and there's really only 2 choices. You either buy a building or you buy a unit, and there's no unit upgrades or anything of that nature at all. Occasionally, when you generate enough faith to choose a belief, you're rewarded with a small passive boost along with an instant reward such as additional units or food. This is pretty much the only other place you'll have to make any kind of major decision in the game. As long as you have a large standing army, there really isn't any surprises the game can throw at you. It took me about 20 minutes to learn and finish my first playthrough, and though they say you won't get tired of playing, I just didn't find that game that much fun to play. As someone who plays games like Civilization and Fire Emblem, I found 50 Years to be extremely lacking in terms of both gameplay and strategy. And as for the graphics, there really isn't much to say as you'll be spending most of your time in this screen clicking on buttons. The game is very one-dimensional, and even at a low price of $5, I can't recommend this game to anybody. At least not right now. 50 Years is not worth the buy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and if you liked the video, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. If you didn't, let me know how I can improve in the comments down below. You can follow me on social media and join my Steam Curator group in the links below. And you can check out my latest videos by clicking the screen here. That's all from me. I'll catch you guys in the next one.